Australia, Victoria have backed out of hosting the Commonwealth Games 2026. You remember how the Commonwealth Games was like back in India? The scams, apart from the scams, the laurels, the victories. I mean, it was much fanfare for everybody in the national capital. You finally had these, global level Olympic sports being carried out in our own country. Now, the bigger question is, can India host the 2026 Commonwealth Games? Even as we're hosting the World Cup this year, the ICC Cricket World Cup, can it do that? And why, Victoria and Australia have backed out is that they are citing financial constraints.
Well, the Hindustan Times, I think, yes, am I reading it? Yes, the Hindustan Times has a very interesting take on this. It says, Victoria pulling out a 2026 CWG host raises a crucial question. Why hold the games at all? All right. Now, why they are saying that? The Tuesday morning, the Australian state of Victoria withdrew from hosting the 2026 edition of the Commonwealth Games, citing budget blowouts, leaving the Commonwealth Games Federation without a host. Okay, and just 3 years out from the quadrennial showpiece, Victoria Premier Daniel Andrews announced that the state's decision, saying Victoria was ready to help when approached at the last minute, but not at any price. The Commonwealth Games aren't what they used to be, and as a result of that, they don't provide the return on investment. Roger Cook, the Premier of Western Australia, told a journalist, "We even described the event as a highly expensive sugar hit." Faced with escalating costs and caught in perpetual battle of relevance, the future of CWG has been in question for a while now.
The 1980s Asian Games, I remember, that particular building that was made for the athletes is today's Delhi Secretariat. Commonwealth Games, the Asiad village, the Commonwealth Games village that you're seeing is also again made on the Yamuna embankment. So people are already raising questions on the damage these big sporting events make and create on the ecology. But that's actually a great question, because you've got the Asian Games, you've got various World Series and events that constantly take place throughout the year, and then of course you have the Summer Olympics. Commonwealth Games, I mean, it's more like holding on to that colonial era nostalgia.
You hit it, in fact. That's the issue about it. It's about a colonial era kind of coming together. For example, the Commonwealth of Nations.
And there's nothing wrong in it. There's nothing wrong in it.
Anglo colonies.
But if there's that kind of money that you need, 2.6
no, they're saying they have
dollars.
Okay, you're talking Australian dollars.
2.6 million Australian dollars.
4.8 billion is what they are saying. It's trebled its original cost.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Their initial estimate was 2.6 million. Now we're looking at almost 5 billion.
So, it'll be very difficult. So that's why they're asking this question. And the other thing about it is that the CWG, unlike the Asian Games, the Asian Games, doesn't offer any qualification spots for the Olympics. So why hold it in any way?
That's actually a good shout. I had no idea about that. So the Asian Games gives you a qualification shot at the Olympics. The CWG doesn't. So the CWG and the Commonwealth nations can, of course, come in and play their own sports. It's actually very great, as long as it doesn't hurt the treasury. But it doesn't hurt a country's coffers.
That is the issue about it.
Issue. I really appreciate what Australia and Victoria had to say. The prime reason was financial constraints. They said, we're not going to go into our school funds. We're not going to deplete our education fund for this Commonwealth game. So the bigger question, and I'm coming back to the same question again, is that should India host the CWG 2026 if given a chance?